Okay, we're going to look at the second part of making our acrylic letter keyring. So last time we looked at cutting out our paper template and sticking it on to our piece of acrylic. Then we use the pillar drill to drill any holes in the letter, and of course our hole for our keyring. What we're going to do now is we're going to use the coping saw here, and we're going to use this very small vise and start cutting it out. Now, when we're using these small vices, we need to be careful because we can't hold the whole piece of material, so there's a certain amount of flex. And we're going to use the coping saw. The coping saw cuts on the back stroke, so as we pull back, it cuts. And what we want to do is try and make vertical cuts. So we want to cut down, straight down if possible. So we can see here that I'm going to try and cut round here, and I'm going to use the coping saw. I'm going to start off by just drawing the coping saw back without any pressure on it, and then using the whole length of the blade Now, by tilting the top of the saw outwards, I can actually curve my cut. So at the moment I've made a fairly straight cut there, and then by bringing the top of the saw out. Now, once I've made a cut like that, if we have a take a look at this cut, once I've made a cut like that, if you can see that cut there, it's going to be very hard to do anything there, but what I can do is now turn this workpiece round and make a second cut here. So cutting there, what I'm going to start to do is cut straight in, and then again bring the top of the saw outwards. And there you can see, and I've been supporting the top of the work here. We don't want to just crack this piece of acrylic because it is quite brittle. And then if we take a look, and I've made that cut there, and then I've made that cut down there. Now you can see here that I haven't quite cut to the edge, but that's not a problem. I can either just make another cut down here, and maybe this part here I can remove later on with a file. So if we keep working with that, if we keep cutting now, so perhaps by putting it in the vise and making another cut down there, again still supporting the top of this, if we keep working with that, we should end up with something like that. And once we've got that stage there where we've cut out this shape, we can then look at using the file to shape it more accurately.